action. I don't know about you, Lupo. Let's go.
I'm ready. This is the largest prize pool of all of the regions. $1.6 million and some change, to say the least, is insane. And here we are, game one of the European Finals, Season X Fortnite Champion Series.
And something I want to point out off the bat, Gotham City already has multiple teams here. And we're talking about a big split. There's a split going from Shifty way down to Gotham. So look at this stretch here. Those guys actually didn't land in Shifty. They just spread out all around it. They took all the outside loot. They're trying to choke point all the free gear that they can get and then come back in and converge on the center. That's actually crazy. But the team that we want to see the most here, Mongrel, Benji, and Mitro, uncontested.
Kind of no surprise, honestly. They're not the only team, at least they weren't initially. It looks like whoever was floating with them ended up going past Blacktops on the east side. So MMB has the entire area to themselves. I think at this point, this is already looking like it's going to be a really solid game simply because of that. You've got shield splashes going around already. You're going to farm up in here. You know, the chance to basically get free shield up the husks. You've got even more splashes right there. Pick those up.
And just already dominant loadout, pump, SMG, minigun, extra splashes. It's just they set themselves up for success. And we saw it yesterday. Are they going to run away with a big lead because of it? Image going to get taken out here by XO with the nasty little hip fire right there. That was very clean for what it's worth. It's hard to hit those shots when you only have a couple of bullets in the mag.
True. He's going to move back up top, try and get back with the rest of the trio. Two players still inside the house.
Or I should say the clip, right, for the infantry rifles.
That actually would be correct.
Out there, yeah, you know.
That would be correct. That is a clip.
For you guys.
Get two of them down. The last one up above. Shots. A little back and forth here. Picking up a set of eliminations. 3 already early in Fatal for Nyx, Deidre, XOXO.
Deidre is someone that Sundown pointed out to us a long time back. Someone to look out for, young competitor who's been putting in work on the scene. That's a pleasure for Nyx to get a little two-piece right there. And it's like it's like just free points basically, right? Because he didn't lose out on anything. They don't have to waste any extra heals. He's back to 100 health. That Siphon treated him well here. They're off to a really good start. In Fatal Fields, we haven't seen a lot of action in Fatal, but for 2 squads to land here, that was it's a little surprise for me.
Just keep in mind, too, over the course of the day, while we watch Europe, NA East, NA West, and touch on replays from other regions, if there are any players that stand out to you, do me a favor, go check out their channels. There's a lot of, they're all streaming, creating content. Could be YouTube videos, that kind of thing.
That's right.
A lot of these players are putting in a lot of time. And if you do see someone that you like, maybe they pull off something crazy, maybe they get destroyed in some way, shape, or form, make sure you're checking out everything that they're putting out as well, because there's a lot of people out there. Another one of the trios, World Cup duo champion Aqua, along with Shinken and Stompy.
This is a full qualified trio right here.
Full qualified.
That's a
100%.
scary trio, man. And there's no surprise why Shio Wager put his money on this team right here. I sure would have, but their World Cup performance kind of, left me on edge. Not quite sure if when the stakes are really high, when it all matters, if they can pull through.
Monster, are you trying to tell me that 1 out of 3 World Cup champion, that's not enough for you? It's got to be more than that. Okay,
I know
see
the
you.
1 out of 3, but it's the overall. It's everything. It's everything that matters. The full package, as a full package. But they performed so well yesterday. I think they took their region, yeah.
100%.
Actually, they won their region. So.
It's funny.
Or their heat, I should say.
If you look on Twitter at all, I saw a lot of this from NA East, which honestly kind of no surprise. A lot of big names in there. But people were going so far as to post screenshots of drop zones and saying, imagine landing here and thinking you're going to make it out, that kind of thing. There's a lot of really confident players. Kinzel, Milan.
If you ask me, these guys did their homework. Studying the drop, learning your opponents nearby. Looks like they caught Camo off guard here as he is by himself, isolated by himself with a quick rotation. Kinzo Milan, CRR coming down. And that's why you gotta learn your area. You gotta learn your threats, because if a team poises up to plan against you, now look, his squad's coming in from so late, they're probably gonna be able to pick him off before they get there in time. We'll see.
Honestly, pretty lucky that the split there. Little snipe shot goes to the body, gets it, 105. Meanwhile, pressure still down, finds another tag. Camo is punished for it, and yeah, you're right. This very much looks like, okay, we know that they split drop on this side. This is around the time, maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes in. Camo is by himself. Let's push on over now that we're looted up, get that essentially free elimination. Meanwhile, Harmy and Pepper still back over Having to rotate away.
Oh my gosh, he's already
what a
hit
snipe.
2 of those. He's 2 for 2 right here. And it's crazy. Like we said, Harmy, Pepper, Camel had a great day yesterday. Great showing, coming in at what looked like top 3 or top 5 or so, but just a dominant performance. They had that consistency they needed. You have to do your homework on the other heats. You can't let your guard down.
Yep. I expect Camo probably won't be dropping split from them going into the rest of the games, during the finals
and
here.
And if he does, he's going to pay the price.
100%. Because they'll continue. This is a win in their book, even if it's just the one elimination. They look at it and say, okay, we know that we can pressure them out of there.
Oh my.
Harmy and Pepper both basically sitting on nothing left. This is a lot of pressure. A tough game 1 for that trio as they rotate in.
They are sending them running with their tails between their legs as they retreat
hey,
back.
Pleasant Park, man, just as nice, right? It's fine. We'll just drop here now.
Well, the question is, did they do the villain lair split, or did they actually commit to Pleasant? Because there could very well be a team in here. Notice they have not ran into Pleasant. They're hugging that mountain super tight. And this is the proper move to make. They're just so ahead of it. They're
Pressure's
going
going
up
to
the
stay
mountain.
on. Yeah, 100%. Pressure's going to stay on. These guys are going to push up top, look down from above. They do not want to let these two get away because as it stands right now, they may have potentially caught them off guard on low mats. I don't know for sure, but if they're running, there's literally no reason that you would let it go. You have to keep pushing.
Read. They just read this so perfectly.
100%.
They didn't see any movement in the main or the heart of the town, and because of that, they've now isolated them. They know exactly where they're going, and this is the choke point right here. They're just going to chase them all the way through, and they have enough zone time as well.
Here it comes.
This is going to be Shockwave says, hey,
Drop
let's
right
go, and
top.
you know they're weak.
Drop right on top, flying across.
Straight across, Doc Lupo.
Oh my gosh, building up. On Kinzel, a split there. Pepper and Harmy now away from each other. The Shockwave pushing them away. Launch pad to get back up in the air and continue this run away.
Ooh.
Beamed out of the skies. A knock on Harmy comes on through for CRR.
That's right. They only needed 1 too many hits right there. Just a couple.
F's in chat to pay respects. Honestly, this is a tough early game. Harmy gonna have to go down there. Pepper still pushing away.
So chat's an emote only mode. What emote would you choose to represent the sad times?
Bible thump in chat, please. If you're on
Bible
Twitch.
thumbs.
Bible thump.
Let's get some Bible thumbs in the chat.
Non-stop.
For Harmy and Camo.
This is honestly, this is such a tough game 1 because honestly, like your strat is exposed. You have to change it already. Unless they're feeling confident enough that they want to challenge this going into game 2.
I mean, yeah, they could very well, set up the countermeasure for the quick rotation. Can Kinzu hit a 3 for 3? No, he's actually going to miss that snipe there, but the onslaught is on, the pressure is on. These eliminations count for so much. We know they do. The points, like this right here, might be our leading team for all we know. They already have 2. They want to wrap this team up.
Looking to find another bead. Pepper still running there. Kinzel already showing very accurate with the snipe. Can't quite land that one yet. And
Dude,
Pepper's
if they
so
would have just used their ARs, though.
Exactly.
Little do they know.
Just sit for shot. Hey,
Oh,
there it is.
There it is.
Yo, are you in Discord with them right now?
No, definitely not. Well played to Milan, who lays one from downrange, and little did he know, he was so weak.
A little stretched out as far as picking that 3-piece up. It still gets all 3 eliminations. Meanwhile, Gotham, we talked about it earlier. You mentioned that it was already early game contested. Well, here we are, still contested. Clement all by himself, 68 HP left, and there are 2 other trios in town. Going to move on through and try and find some upgrade. Didn't grab the green tack on the way through, but shots pushing around on the outside. Can't quite connect and goes down. 1 trio down. There is still 1 inside. It is Pate, Ritz, and Andretta.
And Andretta, dude, Andretta was crushing yesterday. He had a phenomenal performance. They took their heat. So this is a team, once again, that has been on fire over the course of the weekend, and that's what you'd like to see. But I got to give some respect to Clement. Probably one of the most disgusting clutch-up plays of the day yesterday, going out into the zone, using the launch pad, hitting his 180 shotgun shot. It was such a wild shot.
The campfire for like 1 tick. He was hitting splashes on the way through, got tagged on the way back up, and then the jump 180 flick with that pump shot was insane. That's like, if you hit that clip, you better put that on Twitter, YouTube, everywhere. Immediately.
Everywhere. Just when you thought we saw as clutch as it can get, we see something crazier with the innovation behind just when items get introduced to the game and all that kind of stuff. So fantastic showing yesterday, and I just wanted to give him a little extra shout out for that one because that was a highlight of my day, without a doubt.
My apologies. Paytech? I've been pronouncing your name wrong for literally like a year and a half, homie. I'm sorry.
Well, what did we say?
I said Pate. It's Paytech.
Oh, Paytech. There you go. Paytech. We got it, buddy. You deserve it in every way, shape, and form to get your name properly shouted out after yesterday's performance. That's a fact.
Thank you, Zeke, for letting me know.
Shout out to Zeke coming in clutch. Just with a quick adjustment right there, but
135 above that threshold. Storm Surge, still game one. Have a lot of opportunities to change up strat if need be. Sitting here down at the gas station, gonna farm up all the little materials, even those little short walls up top. Need to get picked up if you're trying to min-max your materials in this area. You got rock on the outside, everything down here, man.
Guess what?
What's up?
Gotham City's in Fortnite.
It's true.
Oh, we had such a good day yesterday. But here we have our star trio, Benji, Mitro, and Mongrel, hitting a rotation right now. And I was just going to say, they must be struggling with the damage threshold. And they are. Only 33 above, and it does not look like it's getting any better. They have to put some shots on some players. We saw this same situation yesterday. They had a trio encounter them, and had that trio just waited a second longer, Storm Surge would have been against them. So here they know now, pressure's on, shots are coming in, the Splodes are focusing in on them. If one player goes down, that's going to be ringing the alarm for the rest of the servers to probably collapse.
100%. As soon as you see that, or even get the shield break notifications, you know, that little audio cue as you're bombing nades in there, at that point, it basically means, okay, time to push. Especially if they know who this is, which maybe they do, maybe they don't. But you mentioned the damage threshold, and it's kind of a tough situation for them. Coming out of retail, we've heard, you know, if you look around online, you watch other people's streams, the cons that they talk about say, oh, those are the guys from retail, don't push them, because they know that they're already kitted. Wait,
delivery,
Lukey pushing inside, hello, finds that first one, a freebie, essentially.
You gotta knock on the door and have permission before you walk in someone's house, or you're gonna get met with the pump. Mongrel, Benji, Mitro. Get the damage delivered straight to them. What do you know? Someone got a little thirsty because they heard the shield crack, but the splashes were enough to recover the entire squad, and they punished that player just like that.
You see on the minimap the two others from that trio immediately turning around and saying, nope, okay, we'll go this way.
It was like, oh, guys, that was them. Oops. Yeah, turn back. Turn back. Big
There's
oops in the chat.
On the screen, the trio that I mentioned, Snader, Dark Reno, and Dollar C, sitting up on top of the hill up there. Meanwhile, Stompy, Chinkin, and Aqua still in it in here on the crest. It's got a big drop off in the east, north, and south. This little burger hill is a very important one for line of sight on people, but another team inside the boxes is going to have to take ownership of these surfaces, trying to knock out the wall. Gets a solid edit and a shot through, finds Majin from Atlantis, drops on out, and that elimination comes on through for Stompy. Aqua, less than 100 HP, though, a little back and forth as the other trio still down underneath, or at least what's left of them. 59 HP, but the loadout across the board still solid for this group, still in a really good spot, and 25 trios total remaining. We move into the next circle, a minute and 10 seconds until it closes. Nate, Velvet down to the bottom down there. I believe that is the remainder of that trio's Majin earlier eliminated.
And this veteran trio is so patient, disciplined. They get the knock. They don't get hungry for it. They say, hey, we sting you back. We get our free point. We're playing for end game. We're playing for late game, because that's where they shine. We're going to see a patient and you know, crucial end game situation, because we have several teams. Stompy, Chinkin, and Aqua love to play Zone 6 early high ground, as does Mongrel, Mitro, and Benji. That's the face-off that I want to see. What team's going to dominate? What team's going to pull through and grab that high ground and hold that high ground? It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be free.
Honestly, I think between the two trios, whichever one gets up there and can establish but has enough materials to endure through the rotation, because if it's a long one, if they're on the far side, you're going to use way more materials, and they're going to end up losing that high ground advantage if they don't have the mats to sustain that build. If they do, they can stay up above, and they'll be able to box out whichever trio, whoever ends up trying to win that. They're going to be able to stay up there, and then you're in an even better spot going into the late game.
Oh no, Sundown's pick. Klusha, Thomas, and Elocrat, someone to look out for right here. It looks like they've crumbled just a bit. They've lost the team, but a little bit of a trade and a knock there. So it seems like we have a little old-fashioned 2v2 going on right here. Can he get the follow-up? There it is. The Siphon's going to convert, and he's going to upgrade shotguns for a second there. It looks like they walk out in the lead with this battle here. Tomas still in the game.
I mean, pressure's still coming through there. Elocrat's having to hold that wall. The Turbo Build player up above, still kind of a 2v1 situation right now, spraying on through, and does, in fact, find the tags. Gets another elimination. to 2 for this trio right now. So we look at 24 trios total. Half of the trios need to go down before we get the placement points, and we are moving from circle 4 to 5 before too long here. 37 seconds.
Things are getting way more intense. There's teams are getting closer and closer to one another, and they are getting hungry. I'm taking a look here. You can see the other squad that was nearby listening in on the action was Magnus Nebby, AV Pro. Just decide to kind of sneak on over. They get traded back a couple shots and say, all right, we're going to go back through our catacomb, back to our safety spot. Now, remember, there's only a couple of seconds left before the zone starts to move. How are they going to make this rotation? Do they have a launch pad? Does the team nearby have a launch pad? They're just looking back. Everyone's kind of looking back at the storm line, trying to see who's going to make the move first. And there it is. The launch pad comes out. That squad's probably going to double back into the zone for it. Olakratz is going to get shot just a little bit there.
That was the duo from Fnatic, what's left of it. Oder and Verox in the top of that build. It was taking shots initially. Olakratz lands and has to build up almost instantly just on the edge of the safe zone. Going to try and tarp his way through here on the ground. You don't want to get shot too much from the right side over there because there are so many teams now that are moving in. You see the minimap. Player just got beamed out of the sky on rotation, turned into a little plus sign down there. And the finish looks like it was Verox. Goes down. You see in the feed up there. 61 players now. This is the point. The next circle is the half in, half out. As we look at the move from 5 to 6, and this is where things honestly start to escalate. You still have 61 players left, not the highest player count that we've seen so far. Fortnite Champion Series, still an impressive number of players. Going to hold this edit, going to peek on through. This might be a chance. If he thinks he has an opportunity, could pop this, try and take the wall, get a quick edit shot. If there's pressure from the other side, that's exactly what he's going to do. There it is. Finds ownership of it. Shot from above, though, gets caught off guard. Olakratz having to back out of the engagement. And honestly, a solid play. He looked for the shot, a chance to follow through with an Elim, but couldn't find it because there were more people there. And yet again, that west side team, the red silhouettes right there, finding a bead on players on the move. But here we are.
I love what he did there, too. He went back into the zone. He says, you know what, denying all materials, denying all gear. He tucked it into the zone just so he can fall. Mr.savage M, someone we have not gotten to talk about a lot recently, ever since his kind of star duo have been split up and haven't been quite competing with one another, but you can see he still has it in him to bring it to the heats here as he is laying down some monster shots with a big knock right there. And he even get the save off. Rojo, another World Cup veteran. We saw him get second place at the Fortnite World Cup, in the running right now. So this is a sleeper team right here, if you want to call it that. Ooh. Lovely grenade launcher shots right here. He's going to be able to crack open the build. Someone's trying to revive nearby. It was 3 explodes, though, which is enough to penetrate the metal right there. But there is no knock for them. Quick edit right here is going to get them up this mountain. That's a perfect launch pad up to the high ground right here.
Mongrel in the feed picking up an Elim. But we keep going down. Mitro picking up a pair as well. You can tell that trio is, they've got to be sitting on a lot.
They got Tohaj and Chapik.
Yep.
2 power trios have lost a player to the likes of Mitro, Mongrel, and Benji.
Mr.savage, though, 1 elimination. The only one of the team right now. 6 more trios need to go down. Going to be time to shoot down from above. Players going to be on rotation for a height because of the position in the next circle. You have a hill there. So if you have high ground, even on a low number of players, now's the time to take some shots down from above because they're going to be on their way up to you. You have the advantage. Here, 1 more explode left, 1 grenade.
I love that he's using the explodes here to keep everyone low. This is going to force them to battle one another and delete the server, and that's going to be a beautiful knock right there. He pressures the build so the explode falls into the box, and he catches a player right there. Squalls is going to go down, as does MCES Orc, because they're right next to Mongrel, Mitro, and Benji, so that's like a little freebie for them. If they were in that battle, they got the free pickup. Another Elim falls to them.
It's like Flexi picking up an Elim in the feed there. Deidre and squad, Deidre and Nyx, they are eliminated at this point. Alon, another one there. 15 trios. We're close to placement points here in Game 1 of the European Finals for the Fortnite Champion Series of Season X.
Now think about this. They have to get up and over this mountain with the zone in front of them. Mongrel, Mitro, and Benji are in the storm right now. They're eating so much storm. There it is. They found the launch pad. Savage hold him out of the zone. Yep, Benji gets shot by the shotgun right there from the box that he just passed.
Time to crank into the sky.
Nice RPG to high ground right there to apply a little bit of pressure. Can't allow the high ground players to dictate the pace of the game. There it is. Mr.savage is going to be able to get off that mountain, and now they're going to claim the next best high ground. Mr.savage is running it right now as he's pressuring players coming in from the top here. Are they going to challenge it? There's a team pressuring up. No, they're going to box up and get together with one another here.
A poetic shot moments ago. Benji Fishy and Mr.savage both on your screen, but separate trios. 12 trios remain. We're looking at placement points here in 1 second, and players are keeping
Someone
that
falls
mind.
in a box.
X8 goes down. Savage finding another knock, trying to build on through here, but loses item in the back, and maybe just a chance going to be able to get this revive, simply because the circle is literally going back the other way.
He has to get the save, right? You have to get the save.
He's going to go for it. Yeah, serendipitous that it changed directions and literally reverse, building the pyramid over the top. It's phased, but it's enough that it will throw people off if they do come into that box.
And it's not every day you get an actual pick up off in these end games like this. So that was a very rare occurrence for Savage to be able to save his teammate. Item and Rojo still in the running here. Beehive's going to go down to feed. Crew gets taken out with a huge pump from Mr.savage with the flick and the turnaround to put him right down. Here comes a nice little ramp boost to get to his teammates here. And Savage is playing out of his mind right now in the mid-ground. 10 teams remain here as we are approaching top 20. There's still placement to be divvied out. They have to stay in the running here if they want more points.
Caxi takes item out. The revive from earlier goes down. If this comes down to a mongrel Metro Benji Fishy versus Mr.savage and crew, it would be absolutely ridiculous. And they are directly on top of each other at this point. You still have players, Rojo on the ultimate low ground down there, basically down to 30, 40 HP.
They're so split.
Rockets from above, though, and Savage does take a direct hit from the trio up top. MMB asserting dominance with the ultimate high ground. We've seen it so many times. The RPG late game, if you have that high ground advantage, is so good. You better abuse it every chance you get. But
Kaiser eats a huge one. What a shot for Mr.savage. He had no materials prior to that point. He's actually going to use the zone there. Catches $C, who had a great day yesterday, but not today, buddy. Mr.savage is on fire as he almost catches a third in the storm, though. Caxi, though, still in the running here. And to no surprise, Mongrel, Mitro, Benji in the high ground right now, just securing it, playing it safe. There's only one player left. What are they going to do as they pressure all the way down? Caxi goes for the high ground, and Mongrel's in a 1v1v Caxi, but no, some backup comes here. It's Mitro. It's going down right now. Looking at for the perspective here, Caxi's still in the game. Mitro's going to get a trap. And, it's actually Falcony who is running the high ground. I thought it was Caxi the entire time. My apologies. Things got really crazy at the end there.
A lot happening. So I think nobody blames you, especially the angle we had. But you saw him shoot up into the air. And
shout out to Falcony.
Falcony, absolutely ridiculous. To take the high ground on the fly like that from Mongrel, Mitro, and Benji is a huge accomplishment. But seriously, who is even surprised? Sundown, tell me you're not, man.
I mean, definitely not.